Hey guys, how about this? This is an iPhone. This is also an iPhone. This is also an iPhone. This is also an iPhone. And you won't believe me, but this is also an iPhone. Can you tell me the difference between these three? Like literally, when I look at these two phones over here, they have literally the same exact look. Honestly, if I take this out and if I ask you which one is the iPhone 12 Pro Max and which one is the iPhone 13 Pro Max, it's almost, unless you're a real tech freak, it's almost impossible to tell which one is which. Like honestly, till now, the only difference that I can see is basically the difference in their camera lenses. There is absolutely, for me at least, no other difference than that. Like I'm trying to put their lenses like as much in focus as possible, and if you can see over here, the lenses are out but not as much, and over here it is like visibly out of the phone's shell. Like in iPhone 11 Pro Max, Apple didn't want it to put it like up in that front, like they were kind of ashamed, but then they said, you know what, people don't mind it as much, and they went ahead with the 12 Pro Max, and they didn't shy away this time as much. And then in the 13 Pro Max, they kind of made it like their thing. It's like a notch now, like the camera lenses are out there, and you have to work the way in order to make it suitable, I guess. I don't know what the exact word is, but yeah, this camera lens thing is the only difference, at least what I can see in these phones. Beside that, I am still looking at the difference and can't tell any. These phones are literally the same exact thing. Like someone can have an iPhone 12 Pro Max, can easily fool you that it's a 13 Pro Max. Like it's that similar. How's it going, guys? Xaikoo here. Now I just wanted to apologize before I even start this video, because I know it's been like a month right now since I've uploaded a video. I'm extremely sorry about it. The reason is that I am shifting from one place to the other, so you probably can see a lot of mess over here, because I hate to shift, but it is one of those things that you have to do very often in life, especially at the very starting age of your career. So that is basically the reason why my videos are taking time to come out. But enough about that. Let's start with the video. So the model of today's video is the iPhone 13 Pro Max, 1 terabyte. This is definitely the best that Apple has to offer as of right now, as of till this date. This in looks, as I said, this phone is basically the exact same thing as the last generation's iPhone. I love this kind of phone, which is, as I've said multiple times, the brick shape phone. I love it. But obviously, Apple could have added a few new features into the hardware section. There is literally no new feature in the hardware. It is the same exact same, and as I said, the only difference which you can see in the phone is basically the camera's outlook is a bit up in the sky, and it's not as much attached to the phone's model. That is basically the only difference I have seen from the 12 Pro Max to the 13 Pro Max. Besides that, no difference. Same exact thing. There was a time back in 2007 to 2014 maybe, when the new iPhone did not just mean a slight upgradation and everything. I remember back in 2007 when the first iPhone was originally released, and then I guess the second iPhone was iPhone 3GS, if I'm not wrong. That was very big upgradation. They had the new feature where you can add applications from was it called App Store back then? Whatever, App Store basically, and you can have a lot of things into your new iPhone than what it was in original iPhone. Original iPhone was very restricted. Apple often does this thing, or they used to do this thing way more than what it is today, to protect basically the customer from virus and scams and everything like that. But that came at a cost, because if you had that iPhone back then versus a BlackBerry used to be a big thing back then. BlackBerry gave you way more options to be able to done on their phones versus the iPhone, which was very restricted. The point is, iPhone 3GS was a big upgradation. iPhone 4 was a big upgradation. iPhone 4S was a big upgradation. The 4S was the first S series phone Apple released, and they had Siri in it, which was a really big thing because people really wanted to have an assistant with them and AI which they can talk to and communicate. So it was a very big thing. Now we have come into this transaction era where you are basically moving from one phone to the other for slight improvements. There is no big thing out there which you want to have, in order to please the customer. Now basically you just give out new iPhones with a slightly new chip, a slightly better camera, and maybe a new feature in a camera or two, and that's it. You have a new iPhone. Now obviously Apple understand that there is a big follower of their iPhone. They have their fanboys, their fangirls, and then there is people who wants to buy the new iPhone to show their financial stature. So it does not hold up to just the iPhone 13, because they want to have the latest iPhone. It is more like they want to show off that they can have the latest iPhone. And majority of the time, those are the people who go for these phones because iPhones represent their stature. I already said it in a video. I'm gonna link it somewhere over here. You guys can see that why iPhone, or Apple rather, is a very successful company, and this is their number one, well, maybe not the number one, but definitely up there, reasons of their success, their financial success. The fanboys and the fangirls, they are going to buy this iPhone. The people who want to show their social and financial structure are going to buy this phone. And those are the biggest to-go people Apple has. And as long as those people are there, Apple will never have a product which is going to go in loss. Even if they literally just duplicate their phone on what it is and sell it, people are still going to buy it just for the name that they have the newest iPhone. So you probably already guessed, I'm not exactly very happy with the new iPhone. There is not a lot of new things according to me personally in this new iPhone. It is definitely one of those things which you can have and you can brag, and if you're using the cinematic mode, it's okay, I guess. I mean, maybe you are into filmmaking, but to be honest, if you are into filmmaking, you can have a really better camera than this right here for the same amount this thing is giving out their iPhone for. You can have the literal professional level camera for this money. So if you are into filmmaking and you want to have a camera or something which you can capture your videos and everything for, you can rather go for a better camera from a professional camera company than a phone making IT company which does not specialize on camera but rather IT products. But this is basically what I got from the cinematic mode. I tried to do it multiple times, but right before I was making video for this segment, I tried to capture the essence of the cinematic mode once again after failing on it a few thousand times, and this is basically what I got. Alright, I tried a lot of places to test this cinematic feature out, but I have to resort to this. The dirty... right now I can see this weird, I don't know, heat wave or something. It's trying to focus on the backside, but it's failing to. I guess the behind focus has to be in a clear section or something, if I am not wrong. I'm still trying to figure something out. I'm trying to focus on on the back head of the screen, but it's not working. All right, let's try to focus things over here. Where in the front we have this keyboard, and in the back I want to focus on my yes, perfect, there you go. So it's working perfect with my socket for USB-C to multiple hub socket. So I guess it has to be kind of in a clear position where the camera can factor between what the main angle thing and the back angle thing has to be, whatever your subjects are. Like in my case it is electronic equipments, because that's all I got. Okay, so it is reading the key cron perfectly in the front. Now let's go all the way back to the socket, and perfect. Okay, that looks pretty awesome. Yes, that looks good. Let's go to the stereo adjuster. Awesome. Let's focus to the socket. Perfect. Let's focus to the key cron. Awesome. This thing, okay, so I think I'm getting a hang of it. This is making a bit more sense than it was a little days ago, a few days ago. I honestly don't know when was the last time I tried this. It's been a busy week, so. But okay, I guess you will have to work with it for a while. But once you understand it, I guess it becomes much more easier to work on it and to understand it than it usually would. So as I said, usually things back in the day used to be you have three things you can work on the new generation of the phone. The first was addition, and you can add things like Apple added the Thunderbolt Lightning charger, Siri, iCloud, all these features into the new phone. So that was definitely there. You add new things on your phone and you make it a new generation phone. Then there came a time when there was modification. Basically you modify what is in your phone, and you basically transition into the next level of power and battery and all things like that, chips and everything into the new phone. And that's the new iPhone, which to me makes sense, but I will tell more about it towards the later stage of the video. Right now, let's just say that there came a time of removal where you remove things like you remove your home button, you remove your headphone jack and things like that. And that was the new thing of like having head notch and no headphone jack on your iPhone. Now it is obvious when you look into this chart, it would seem that if you go from the left to the right, it's kind of a bad thing, right? But I don't think that is specifically for me. But you have to maintain a balance. If you are planning to do some kind of removal on your new iPhone, you might want to add a feature or two into that new iPhone which is worth it and which makes the new iPhone reasonable for that removal. You cannot do like you remove the headphone jack, but there is no new addition. There is no this mega addition like you're giving out wireless headphones for free or something like that with your new iPhone, and you can't expect people to be super excited about the removal of a thing which everyone uses in their everyday life and not getting anything for it unless they are paying $200 more for something they didn't wanted to buy or didn't had to buy just a year ago. Or you can remove your home button but add features where your phone has the ability to fold itself or to make sure that they get certain amount of their Apple Care for free or something like that, which makes people understand that if it was removed, then we have something which is better and something we can go with, and it would balance out that removing feature. But this phone is specifically more of like the modification. There is no removal into this phone, but there is also no new addition unless that cinematic mode you're counting. That's okay, fine, that's an addition right here. But I don't know if that is like in modification, like you have a better chip, you have a better battery, if you can even say that, it's kind of the same thing. You have a better magnification into this phone. This phone magnifies to 3 into zoom. So that's there. You can definitely have a better camera with this phone. This phone definitely gives you the cinematic mode once again. you can utilize with. But all in all, this is modifying what was already in the 12 Pro Max, because that's the phone I used. I didn't use the 12, so I can't comment on that. But it is more, for me specifically, it is more like iPhone 12 Pro Max S or Plus or 12.5, my bad, for that matter. I don't think this phone can be called a new phone on itself. There is not a lot a regular person would be using in their everyday life. Sure, it is a better chip. You can see the movement of the phone. Like if you're going from page 1 to page 2, you can see the swift movement right here. So I guess that's something you are interested in and want to have on your phone. So there's that. But once again, this phone is not something which is spectacular and you need to have it. It is not like, maybe when the new MacBook Pro with M1 chip came out. That was something which you wanted to have. It was something people would recommend you to buy because that was the next generation thing. iPhone 13 is not next generation. I just wanted to make that clear. It is iPhone 12, a little bit upgradation. That's it. So, I won't be giving any rating to this phone because yeah, this phone is a new generation of the phone. This phone is definitely something everyone will be looking at. People want to get their hands on. A lot of people I know is buying this phone specifically so that they can show off that they have the new iPhone. And that for me is, I'm gonna be blunt here, that is the dumbest reason to buy this phone. That is basically you spending a lot of money to just show that you can afford that. Apple is a company which only understands finance. If they have money, they are making good money, the people are saying yes to them. If they're not making money, then people are saying no to them. If they release phone like these, where there is not at all nothing new about those phones and charging 3 times the amount of their older phone, and people are still buying it simply because they can show off their new iPhone 13 Pro Max, then that is actually us doing the wrong thing by buying this phone and not motivating the company to release something so spectacular which will take us to the next step, to the next generation of the iPhones. From iPhone 11 Pro Max till iPhone 13 Pro Max, that's 2 generations of new phone, and there is absolutely nothing new on those phones. They're the same exact thing with a slight upgradation. So I personally would not be rating this phone at all because I don't think this phone deserves the rating, and it is basically iPhone 12 Pro Max for me. So the rating I gave to iPhone 12 Pro Max is basically my rating for this iPhone. I'm not considering iPhone 13 Pro Max as the next generation iPhone. It is the same iPhone for me with slight tweaks here and there. And that's my review for the phone in the shortest summary, if I can tell you. Thank you so much guys for watching this video. Please cope with me. I am probably gonna start making videos regularly once again after a week or 2. I'll be settled out by then, and yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care and stay safe. Bye.